Greetings, super friends. Jonathan Levy here, author of Become a Super Learner and host of the Becoming Superhuman podcast. And today I'm going to teach you how to use your memory to solve an awkward situation that we have all been through. Let me know if this looks familiar. Yeah, no, hang on. One sec. Hold on, I gotta get my one sec. Oh, it's not this one. Can I call you back? Annoying and a little bit embarrassing. And that's because most of us do not use our memories. It's so easy if you know how to memorize credit card numbers, social security numbers, anything really. You just need to know how. And so today I'm going to teach you how to memorize your credit card in less than 5 minutes. Now, in order to do this, guys, we really only need one basic system, which is built on a couple of other mnemonic techniques that are being used by pretty much every memory athlete out there. The system we're going to use today is called the Major Method, and it's a system developed for converting digits into consonants or letters. Now, in order to use this system, you do need to do a little bit of upfront work, but we can do this together, and I'll explain to you guys how to remember each piece of this system. So in the Major Method, every single digit from 0 to 9 counts for a consonant, or in other words, a letter that is not a vowel. So first off, it's important to know that A, E, I, O, U, and even Y, and things that don't have a hard sound like H, well, those don't count for anything, and you'll see why that's important in a second. Now, let's run through this Major Method really quickly, and I'll explain to you guys the logic behind how it works. So first, we have 1. 1 has one downstroke, and so it looks like a T or a D, which also have one downstroke. 2, well, if you turn it on its side, that is an N. Do the same thing with 3, and you have an M. You see where I'm going here. If we go to 4, kind of looks like a backwards R, so we'll use that for R. Now 5's a little tricky, but if you kind of turn it, you'll see that it has an L in it. If we go to 6, well, 6 kind of looks like an upside down J or G, and so it also is J, G, SH, or CH. And that variance, guys, is going to be important. Again, I'll show you why in a second. If we go to 7, well, it has this kind of V-looking thing, so we're going to make it a K. If we go to 8, well, there's no really easy way to do this. Just think of V8, and you'll remember that 8 is either F or V. We go to 9, well, 9 is either a B or a P. And it can be a little confusing with 6, but just remember that you want to flip it this way and not rotate it over. Finally, we have 0, which can be Z for 0, C, soft C, for sa, cero, or S. Now, it's important also to differentiate between these hard sounds and these soft sounds. For example, a hard C would be 7 because it's a ka sound, and a soft C would be 0 because it's a sa sound. Try to remember that it's more about the sounds than it is about spelling. So now we have a little bit of the basic stuff. What do you guys say we go ahead and memorize a real-life credit card? Now, before you get all excited, this is a canceled credit card. I already tried swiping it, doesn't work, so don't get too excited. Now, when we look at a credit card, we have 16 digits, 4 groups of 4. The reason that they're broken is actually because of another memory phenomenon called chunking. It turns out that our brains can memorize chunks of symbols, on average between 3 and 7 characters, much easier than if we tried to remember 16. So credit card companies and the phone company do this, and they block things into 3 to 4 digits for exactly this reason. And we're going to use that to our advantage. Although we could create structures and strings of longer numbers, why don't we just go ahead and go with this, and I'll show you guys how you can do a couple different ways. Now, the first numbers that we have here are 4, 8, 1, 5. Now, it's important that you realize that although there is standardization with the Major Method, you've got a lot of options here, and really whatever you want to use, you can use. In fact, you can even use words from different languages or mixed languages if something comes to you more easily. When I look at 4, 8, 1, 5, I'm going to think, well, rave, RV, rave tell, maybe? I could think of 481, which would be raft Lee, raft law. I've got a lot of different options, but why don't we go ahead and think about rave tell. So I want you to imagine that there's a rave and you're there about to tell someone, but there's really loud music. So that's our first visualization. Next, we have 8800. Now this could be a lot of different things. Eights can be V's or F's, so that could be fife, fave, and this could be sis, sass, cass. No, it couldn't be Cass. See, this is why I said it's really important to remember the difference between soft Cs and hard Cs, or soft sounds and hard sounds. If I were to remember it as fave Cass or fave kiss, well, that actually would be 70 at the end, not 00. So why don't we go ahead and go with, fave sass. I'll think of a SaaS software program, and I'll think of my favorite one. And I can visualize my fave SaaS. So I'm at a rave, and I'm about to tell someone about my favorite software as a service, SaaS. Great. So far, so good. To continue, we have 1, 2, 3, 7. Now, 1, 2, 3, 7 can also be a lot of different things. We can have tan. We can have Dean. We could even have teen make, right? Again, as you guys see, you have all kinds of different variances. This could be make, this could be Mike. And it's important that those vowels in the middle don't count for anything so that I can make up different words. Now let's go ahead and wrap it up with 2993. That could be nub, beam. That could be, well, nippy, because Y doesn't count for anything. Nippy bam, nippy boom, nap, boom. It also doesn't matter that the word nippy would have 2 P's because I'm really only going off of that one sound. So if we were to play this back, we have rave, tell, fave, sass, teen, make, nippy, beam. Now that might seem like it's a lot harder to memorize, but all I would need to do is convert everything into visualizations. I'm at the rave, and I'm telling someone about my favorite sass. And then there's a teen who's sitting in the corner making that favorite sass, maybe one of the employees of that company. And then I'll think, whoa, it's nippy, maybe because I'm under a solid metal beam that's very cold. After a while, you get used to making these visualizations, and it's important to note that although they sound crazy and ridiculous, the more crazy and ridiculous your visualizations are, the more memorable they're going to be. With a little bit of practice and a little bit of creativity, you can learn to make these visualizations, and then if you want, you can even put them into memory palaces, which are imagined visual structures that help you store the visualization symbols that we've just created. Over time, you can learn to take something like a credit card and memorize it in a few seconds just by coming up with a visualization. I hope this has been helpful for you guys, and if it has, please make sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you also want to check out a free 1-hour seminar with yours truly, where I go into a lot more detail and depth about how memory techniques work, how our brains memorize new information, and much, much more, I encourage you to check out the link in the description below. It's a completely free seminar, and would really love to have you guys there. Thanks for watching, and until next time, never stop learning.